Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Season 3 of Cobra E-Racing Series Draft Night. Tonight we are going to be kicking off our Season 3 with our captains drafting our Cup and our Xfinity guys. I want to be honored to have in the booth here tonight joining me for this broadcast. We got Brinkerhoff, Norton regular here with me in the booth from night to night. And
What's up, buddy?
also broadcaster Clay is joining us tonight. Good to have. He just mentioned a little bit ago how good it feels to be back, but yeah, we got him in the booth here for the draft night. Welcome aboard back, buddy.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I had to take a little bit of time off from Cobra to work on my school semester, but that's wrapping up here within the next week and a half. So really excited to be back.
Yeah, for sure. So, like I said, just a little breakdown here before we let these guys go get their first picks in and stuff. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna go a little different format this year. We're gonna have Xfinity team wise with these captains drafting Xfinity guys. So and also we're gonna have the guys that are undrafted. We're gonna have an ARCA series for these guys that are gonna run Friday nights too. So, and that's gonna be broadcasted also on this channel as the Xfinity and the Cup will be broadcasted on GC Sports again this year. So we're going to be able to get all three series out there to the people to watch, and we're looking really forward to seeing that. So, Brinkerhoff, you got anything to add before we get this thing kicked?
Nothing, but I just want them 6 to midnight. So
6 to midnight.
ready for this draft.
Yeah, I got you. So yeah. Anything else, Clay? Anything else you want to add? I'm gonna be sending a message to these guys saying we're on the clock.
I don't think so. Do you want to run over the captains real quick? Who's going to be headlining these teams for this year?
Sure, I can do that. We can do that real quick here. So we got a few guys back. We only got one new captain this year. Like I said, it was a little different. We went from 6 teams to 5 this year, so we had a little bit of a not situation, but a job at hand to integrate, to go backwards from 6 to 5 teams with all the trades and draft picks. But we got that ironed out. But so returning back is Mike, GTR Mike, the team point champion last year. He's going to be back with his new team name. It's Gorilla Autosports, gas, as far as used to be Swamp Motorsports. So, and he's keeping a keeper this year, so he's going to have P. Cola on his team. This, like I said, we go back to having this is a keeper league, so the drivers have an option to keep a driver from the previous season. So we got Mike in that gas team is going to be one captain coming back. Another returning captain is Aquatati, the captain of Venom. He, I believe, is taken. He did not keep a keeper, so he'll be drafting 4 guys. Sauce is back with Lost in the Sauce Motorsports. Our new captain this year is Chewy. Chewy's coming back. He was Xfinity driver from last year, and he's taken over the role of a captain spot. And his team this year is going to be Black Bear Motorsports. And also then back returning is Chase, GTR Chase Beatty. He bought the team from Dead Man Inc. last year, and he has changed his name. He's also now Eclipse Motorsports. So,
I do want to add just real quick. There were a couple of keepers there for those teams. Sauce did manage to keep Drunkfest from last year. I was talking to Sauce a little bit earlier. Yep. He felt confident in Drunkfest after last year. Felt like if Drunkfest had ran the entire Cup season, he would have made the playoffs. So he's excited to get Drunk back on his team this year. And did I see correctly? Yes. So Chewy decided to retain Mike G from a season ago for Black Bear Racing.
Yes, you are correct. Yep, he's got Mike G. He kept Mike G. So, but yeah, I'm gonna let these guys go. I'm looking at my phone here. Sorry about that. So Sauce says his pick is in. I'm waiting for his little announcement, but yeah, kind of just super excited here, guys. I don't know, you guys are thinking about this. I mean, the new format a little bit, but
Just before he puts it in the chat, I think he's taking Jim. What do you think, Brink?
Sorry, I had to come off mute. Yeah, I think Jim's pretty much the consensus here. It's pretty much a stupid idea not to go with the guy who very well may have been the champion in his rookie season. So I'm going to take the guy who's pretty much going to be the hungriest man out there.
Yeah, Jim, 4 wins last year in the Cup side of things, 9 top 5s, 11 top 10s, and he was a member of the Final Four. Perfect.
so yeah, as you go ahead, well, we're going to go ahead and take that pick there, and it looks like Long Live Sauce there with the number 1 overall pick here in the first round will be taking Big Jim. Pretty much like you guys said, pretty much expected from you guys overall. That was kind of the lean-in pretty much all season. Not too much of a big surprise there.
Yeah, so good job, Jim. You can go to bed.
Right.
So Chase is on the clock second, is that correct?
Yep. So we got Saucy going down to Big Jim. So Chase will be up. Chase is on the clock.
I think we knew that Jim was the consensus pick for number 1, but I think it's wide open for here on out. I think Blakey T is a strong contender. Sharp is a strong contender. I feel like Draven showed a lot last year. Marini.
I think Blakey T's going here, although it wouldn't be my pick per se, but I kind of think Blakey T's going right here.
I think Blakey T. I could see Smitty going here.
Yeah, it's going to be a unique here because now Chase has got the next 3 in a row, so we're going to see what it comes about that here. Let's take a look here, boys. Looks like... Yeah, that pick is in. So with that pick, Chase does select 2nd overall, Blakey T.
Good call, Brink.
So Blakey T will be going.
I kind of know Chase.
And Blakey T, of course, last year he did have a win over in the Cup side, and he also picked up 2 Xfinity wins from a season ago.
I was with you though, Clay. If it was me picking, and this is nothing against Blakey T, but I'm an RJ Smitty. You know, he's done well in other leagues that I've seen him in, so that would have been somebody I would have looked at possibly here.
Yeah.
So Chase is up with 3 consecutive picks here, so he might just go with Smitty here.
Butters, I did tag you in the Discord chat where Sauce is listing the picks.
I got you. Yep. Perfect. All right, we'll take a look here, boys.
I could see Marini going here too. He was a playoff driver a year ago.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing is I see once we get these first few picks, then it's going to get interesting. I think once we get later in the rounds, because then it's going to be right now. Everybody's been talking all week, guessing on each other's picks. These captains have been kind of, they've been talking amongst themselves and all that good fun stuff. But and if you've seen in Discord, everybody's seen in Discord, all the mock drafts were coming out, and it was pretty much a straight consensus of what the top guys that were going to be going here. So, but
it's one of the reasons I knew Blakey T was going 2nd.
So it looks like that pick is in. And Chase is going to take the 3rd overall pick. He's going to go with R.J. Smitty.
There it is.
There's your 3rd pick. Clay, what do you guys got on that?
Yeah, Smitty's a guy that's been around for a while. He races in a bunch of different leagues. He's a really consistent competitor. I could see him having Final Four upside, if not guaranteed. He's a
young guy. He's around a lot. Some of us older guys, sometimes things come up, but he's going to be around. He's not going to really disappear.
His fourth pick in.
Yes, it did. It didn't take long at all. Chase, with that fourth pick, is going to be selecting Draven. Fourth overall.
Bit of an upside pick there. Draven is always a front runner in these races. Split time between Xfinity and Cup, it looks like. But he did pick up a Cup win. Do either of you remember where that was?
I do not.
I'm not 100% sure where it was picked up. To be honest with you, Clay, I'm not sure at all. So as we wait, now we're waiting. It puts Mike on the clock. So as we wait for Mike's pick to show up.
You know who I've got a guy that I'm kind of looking at for this pick, and I believe he might have been on Mike's team a year ago. Kelvin. Kelvin's a guy I'm looking at right here. Will he bring Kelvin back?
Yeah, that's the question. Yeah, Kelvin did have it. Kelvin ran strong at the end of last year. I think he started out kind of shaky, but you know what? He was having some damn good finishes there for Mike at the end there this year. So yeah, like I said, there's going to be, we have like a 3-minute in between picks in case there will be some trade. There's a possibility of trades going down here during the draft. So we allowed those guys a few minutes if something gets worked out to be brought to our attention.
I don't know if you saw, but Draven won Kansas. They're saying it in the chat. Jim won Bristol, as he did.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. On the stream, yeah, I do have the comments up, so we'll be able to get some intel here from the drivers of the league here in our chats during the stream. So thanks a lot, guys. Keep putting your input in there and keeping helping us along. So like I said, as we wait here, Chase has pretty much got 3 of his 4 drivers here in the first 4 picks. Chase won't be picking again till pick 7, I believe. Yeah, 7. So it'll be interesting here. He basically built his team in the last 3 weeks or so. I mean, there was a ton of trades being made. I mean, there was one night last week, I believe, we were for 2 hours straight just trying to keep up on these guys making trades between the Xfinity and Cup guys. So it was fun, kind of nerve-wracking, but it's been a good time. But what do you guys think so far of Chase got them 3 in a row there, if he put himself in a position to be a powerhouse team this year? Or?
I'm wanting to see his 4th pick before I say that, but I think his top 3 guys are all great guys to have in. I've raced with Blakey T and Smitty on multiple occasions. Actually, no Blakey outside of league racing, but it's a great group of guys, I think, here, and we've seen what Draven can do. So I'm really interested to see how Chase's team shakes out this year.
You know, there was a lot of sleepers in this draft too, and I mean, there's a lot of talent that's new that hasn't raced in the league yet, so I don't know if getting 3 picks straight in a row like this was necessary, but he's definitely confident in the guys that he wanted, so kudos to him for getting what he wanted.
A couple of other names that I'm looking at before you announce this pick is Sharp. Sharp is still on the board, as well as Jacob, GTR Jacob. Who we got, Butters?
So it looks like in our first round, 5th overall pick, Mike is going to be selecting Sharp with that 5th overall pick. So Sharp's going to be joining Gas Motorsports. What do you guys? That's
not a surprising pick. Sharp last year, 3 wins, 5 top 5s, as well as 9 top 10s. He's another one of these super consistent, super quick drivers. This is not really surprising either because Sharp tends to lead a lot of laps, and you can get points for that. And you said Mike won the team championship last year. This is the perfect team move for him. He's probably thrilled that Sharp fell to him.
Yeah, right. I mean that GAS Motorsports over there, they're the team to beat. They've been team champions the last 2 years here, so I think that's about the only team. It's the only team champion we've had here at Cobra. So they definitely have a target on their back, but they main the reload, and it's going to be interesting again. So.
No, if I'm not mistaken, Mike, he owns the Penske cars, so that means Sharp's going to be driving a Ford. No shot at driving that number 9 either. So Mike might be happy, but I mean, are we sure Sharp's thrilled to be there?
Actually, Brake, he's going to be driving. He's got the Gibbs cars this year.
Oh, okay, even better.
Yep.
Toyotas.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of Toyotas, the team that had Toyotas last year is back on the clock. Sauce with the 6th pick. And I have a sneaking suspicion that he's going to grab his playoff driver from a year ago. I think this is where Marini's going.
Yeah, very well could be. Like I said, there was going back a little bit on just the talk the last couple weeks amongst the guys. We had guys like Marini and Jacob and some of these guys that are, I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys are bad, fast dudes on this racing league. But like I said, with the addition of some of these other guys coming in, I mean, the talk was that are these guys going to be on the brink? Are they going to be on the lower end of the draft? Are they going to be drafted Xfinity? That's where I said after these first few picks here start going, it's going to get interesting here to see where some of these guys that are definitely Cup drivers, if these captains also have that same opinion and want them on their team.
And this is also worth noting here. Sauce did decide that he is going to drive for his team, meaning that since he's driving, as well as Drunkfest being a keeper, this is his final selection of the Cup draft. He only has 2. Of course, the first pick overall was Big Jim, but this pick here will complete Lost in the Sauce Motorsports Cup team.
One more thing on Sharp. Gator Mike just chimed in because it's this guy's going to defend him, and I appreciate that. The history that Sharp has is in the 20, apparently. When he first got called up to Cup in the Gnarl days, he drove the 20. So it's kind of a welcome home, I guess, in a way.
Ah.
Interesting. Very interesting. That's cool. So yeah, as we wait here and see what Sauce... Oh, I just got notification here. I've been just notified there is a trade in the works here at pick 6. Oh, now the pick is in. I am waiting. As we wait here, we'll just chit-chat a little bit more. Yeah, but like I said, Sharp's a great veteran. I mean, this guy, he had a limited role last year. I know he's got his job. He works out at sea, I believe. He's on a boat or something. So sometimes he's very limited on his internet and just his availability. So
doesn't he also make graphics for the league too? Or is that somebody else?
Nope, that would be somebody else. I'm not sure who that is again.
I've been told did that, but I could be wrong.
Lucy Let Loose has done some graphics for the league.
I did one thing. I helped with the logo.
Yes.
So are they working out that trade right now, or?
Yep. I'm just waiting for. Oh, there it is.
Pick his in.
Pick is in, and it looks like with that 6 overall pick, Sauce is going to be taking JCR Titan.
Oh.
So JCR Titans goes to Lost in the Sauce Motorsports.
That's interesting because JCR Titan is a league rookie. He did not race here. This is going to be his first year in Cobra. I believe he might have some ties to some other leagues that brought him over here, but this is an interesting pick. Remember, this is Sauce's fourth guy, so perhaps he's taking a potential. I don't know if I really want to say developmental because that's for the Xfinity series, but he's taking a guy that he must have some type of intel on.
It's one of those somebody knows something we don't know scenarios, it seems.
Yeah, Sauce, if you're listening to this, bud, you're going to have to let me know what you know about that, what you know about JCR Titan, because this is do we think this is an unexpected pick, guys?
It's unexpected for me, for sure, with the names that I still see on this list.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, he's going to be one of these guys that's kind of, like I said, it's definitely new to the league, and we don't have no history on or info on him. So it's going to be interesting to see how this guy performs now. I was told that these JCR guys are they're quick. I've been told, so I mean it's going to be exciting to see what they do out there.
We got the 7th pick on the clock, which belongs to Chase. He'll be rounding out his team.
Yep, and as that pick is in, with that 7th overall pick, Chase is going to be selecting. Let me take a look here. I just heard my phone click. Yes, just to confirm that. Chase is at work tonight. He's stuck on a night shift, so we're kind of doing a phone communication here. Yeah, with that 7 overall pick, Chase is selecting Mike Marini.
Marini last year was a playoff driver. He did have 4 top 5s and 9 top 10s in the Cup Series, 4 lost in the Sauce Motorsports. He'll be jumping over to Eclipse Motorsports. Is it Eclipse Motorsports?
Yep.
To drive for Chase.
That is right. That is correct. So it looks like Chewy is next on the board with Black Bear.
This is his first pick.
This is going to be his first pick in this draft. And like I said, going back there, he did have a keeper, Mike G. He ended up keeping Mike G. Like I said, a little bit with Chewy. He inherited Travis's team from last year.
And he's also going to be driving for his team, so he's only going to have 2 selections tonight. This is where I'm looking for Kelvin. Or Kenny. I could see Kenny B going right here too. Doesn't him and Chewy have connections?
There is connection there. I've through the connection through the talk this week.
Chewy's in.
Yep. Let's see here what we got, boys. Sorry guys, my phone goes a little crazy here with everybody. So Chewy's first overall pick, number 8 overall, Chewy has drafted Wasted.
Wasted.
So our very colorful and
there is not a funnier guy in this chat, I don't think.
That is overall the league's can you say class clown? But yeah, Wasted, very very good, talented driver. He's our truck champion from last year, so he's got a championship under his belt, and he's proven he runs right up front with these guys.
Oh yeah, he's really fast. There's certain points where he can be aggressive, maybe a little over aggressive at times, but I'll tell you what, he's a consistent driver. He's a former teammate of mine in the Truck Series a couple seasons ago. I believe it was All Out at that point. It was called All Out, but I'm
trying to remember the track we saw him do really well at. I think Homestead was one of them. He did pretty good in some Xfinity races, if I'm not mistaken either. But I remember him getting kind of screwed over in a few of those races where he was up front. So I think Waste is another one of those dark horses where you might see him kind of come into his own fruition in this next season.
Wasted had 3 top 5s and 6 top 10s. I believe he ran for Venom, did he not?
What was that? Say Clay?
Wasted. He ran in the Cup Series for Venom
He
a season
did.
ago, didn't he?
He did run for Venom. He was traded one time, but yeah, he raced for a couple different teams last year. But yeah, he was on Venom with Taddy last year at one time.
Here is Mike's final pick of the night.
Yep, we're waiting for Mike's final pick.
I just heard the ding. Is the pick in?
He has not actually typed it to me yet, but we'll wait. We'll give it we'll give time. Like I said, these guys got some time.
So
yeah,
yeah,
looking
typing in the Discord.
Yeah, if you guys can keep track, or if you're looking at that Discord, Brink.
Yeah, you've been announcing it faster than they come in here, but if I see it before you say anything, I will.
Yeah, because I'm just watching Messenger. So I got a note from Mike here saying, guys, looking for that 3 minutes. Maybe a trade might be in the works again here. So as we wait for that pick to show up, or his announcement, we can talk a little more here about what you guys are seeing here so far as like the guys that have picked already. We got Chase has basically got his team set. Chewy's going to have one more pick. Mike's got his last pick. And then what's going to be interesting is Taddy's got the last 3 picks of this Cup draft. So what are you guys thinking that way as far as like which way you think Taddy going to load, how Taddy's going to go, and what do you think of the guys with the teams that are already pretty much established?
So I want to take a look at the guys that are still on the board here that I'm surprised have not gone yet. Includes Kelvin. I feel like he could go off the board at any minute here. TCW has been around in this league for quite some time. I could look to see him go here soon. Kenny B, I could see going at any point. Who else was I looking at? I was looking at somebody else, and I'm trying to... Jacob. I'm surprised that Jacob is still on the board. This is where, if Mike takes this pick, I think this is where he's going, is Jacob. But what I'm also looking at are these league rookies, and I know a lot of these guys specifically came over from... Cringe, is that right? I think it's Cringe now. I couldn't get it out.
Well,
but,
yeah, I can never keep those two straight, Clay. It's GC. I mean, that's the easiest way to reference it. But yeah,
and guys that I feel like that I feel like Taddy knows specifically about with these 3 picks. I'm going to be curious to see if he takes any of these league rookies. Specifically, I'm looking at guys like Mopawa Nuka, Mopawa NRG. Memory I know is really, really good over at GC, so I could see him going at any point. Daha has been really good at GC. I know Denkate's a veteran of GC. I could see him potentially going, so let's see what we got here.
Yeah, so our pick is in, and Mike takes GTR Jacob with this pick.
This is another guy that Jacob has been, or that Mike has raced with for quite some time. Butters, you know quite well about this. Under the GTR name, there's a bunch of y'all over there. So this isn't really a surprising pick. Mike's going to the guy that he knows he can trust at this point to finish out his team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, just just hanging out with these guys so far, as we say GTR, we do a lot of other things besides race. We do pretty much on a nightly basis. We're hanging out. If we're not even playing anything on the PlayStation, we're just in a party bullshit. And so, GTR Jacob, he's been there. He's a league veteran. He's been there since the beginning, and he did have a rough season last year. If we had a hard luck award, my vote was for him this year. His season just didn't go his way last year. But real talented guy, and I'm glad he found a home there with GTR Mike and the boys.
Yeah, and we've got Chewy on the clock for his 4th and final Cup driver, and I feel like this is Kenny B.
Daddy.
Let's take a look.
Where do you think Chewy's going here, Brink?
It's tough to say, but I was expecting maybe another one of those new names that we may not know a lot about to pop up here. Actually,
Yeah, it is going to be. Yeah, it's going to be interesting which way he goes here. Let me take a look here as we.
I mean, even if I'm going to name some rookies, Peaceful Tim is a rookie for the league. Mopawa Nuka, Mr. Williams. Awesome isn't picked yet. He had a win in Xfinity. Probably could have had a few more.
Right. So it looks like I got the pick. The pick is in with Chewy. Chewy with with the 10th overall pick is going to go with Kelvin.
Kelvin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know his whole gamer name. I just always call him by Kelvin. So, but yeah, Kelvin is been picked by Chewy and Black Bear Motorsports.
Yeah,
it is
Kelvin, man.
It is TK270 Kelvin. Had a win last year. Somebody in the chat will have to let us know where that win was. But he also has a top 5 as well as 4 top 10s. I know he did well last year for, let's see, it was Swamp that he raced for.
Yes, he did. You are correct there. So now we're up to Taddy. Taddy with his final 3. His final 3 picks here of the Cup draft will belong to Aqua Taddy and Venom Motorsports. So it's going to be interesting where he goes here with these 3. Like I said, he brought in there some guys that come in for GC, and it's kind of interesting how Taddy has kind of positioned himself as interesting. I think his strategy is that he actually traded down into this draft to get lower, and then he also drafted to get higher in Xfinity. So I think he's got a little bit of a strategy there. So he's got the bottom picks in the Cup, and he's going to be picking most of his picks early in Xfinity. So with these guys being able to hot seat and making moves that these captains are going to be able to do, I think he's setting himself up to be able, if you're listening on this, you kind of see where his strategy is going with this whole deal.
I think he's setting himself up to just go at some point, maybe not immediately here, but he's setting himself up to go ham on these league rookies, a bunch of these guys that he brought in, is what I think he's setting himself up to do. I think he has guys that he has penciled in that are good enough to be in Cup, but I also think he's got a list of guys that he feels like can come in and be top contenders in Xfinity. I feel like that one of his picks, though, is going to wind up being awesome.
There we go. As the pick has come in, Taddy has made the choice. 11th overall. His first pick, 11th overall, will be Mo Power Celtic.
Celtics is first off the board.
Celtics is another one of these guys that he's a rookie. Don't have much info on him. I don't know if Brink or Clay have any insight on him, but yeah, like I said, not much to talk about as far as info on this guy. But super stoked that he wanted to join the league, and congratulations for getting drafted to Cup. That's about that's all we can start with right now.
He's got to be. There happens to be 3 Mopowa guys that are listed here, and he's the one that I know the absolute least about. I wish I knew, but if he's part of the Mopowa gang, he's really fast. Mopowa runs in a bunch of different leagues here on NASCAR Heat 5, so he's got to be quick.
It's going to be interesting, I think. Definitely, we keep using that word, but it's going to be fun because there's been a lot of talk for the last few months about some league versus league stuff. I think we're kind of building a league versus league in this league. We almost have like an old school gnarl Cobra, and now with Taddy going, I would be surprised if you see a bunch of GC guys on this team.
Yeah, it's definitely getting to be a fluctuant of guys from talented leagues, current and in the past. So, Yeah, I'm super excited about that. You know, as I said, it just these guys that are show interest and want to run in Cobra. It's like it's great.
Next pick.
Next pick is in. Looks like Taddy's going to go with the 12th overall, and his second pick, he's going with JCR Clashin.
So both of the JCR guys in the league are going to have the opportunity to race on the Cup side.
Yeah, so like I said, we're pretty much, another rookie. He's going with another rookie to the league, and pretty much Taddy's going the angle where he's bringing in these guys that no one knows about. So these guys are going to be all sitting dark horses, and very interesting.
We saw his buddy, JCR Titan, get drafted earlier to Sauce's team, and now they're going to be racing against each other. That's going to be interesting to watch throughout the year. One more Cup pick to go.
One more Cup pick to go. And we're waiting for Taddy. As we wait, we're going to... And there it is. So we got our final pick here from Taddy, 13th overall here. Our final driver going to be running Season 3 Cup for Cobra Racing Series. We'll be going to Dash for Cash is your final pick.
Wow, not who I thought was going at all.
Yeah, so like I said, kind of crazy. Like I said, the last 3 picks are guys I've actually, I've heard of the names, but I have nothing on them. But obviously, Taddy's got some intel, and he's gonna go. He's got some connections, and he's building his team here to make his run here at Cup. So very, very interesting. Very interesting. So
somebody wrote in the chat, "Duh," and that's who I thought he was going with right here, because that's a custom guy who's pretty fast. But totally shocked here.
Yeah, I thought it would have been Daha for sure, because I had to take a break, of course, from league racing, but right when I was taking a break, Daha came into GC and started absolutely dominating races. So I expected it to be Daha, but it ends up not.
Yeah, very surprising. I was figuring for sure Daha was going to go somewhere in this, somewhere in the Cup draft. That was one of the guys. Whoops.
We're getting going on Xfinity?
Nope. That was my bad. I hit my phone. I hit the finger. But no, we're gonna take we could talk a little bit about these guys. I'm gonna see if maybe bring there we go. We got one of our captains in, Sauce.
Got 2.
Go ahead, Clay. Go ahead with Sauce if you want to ask him a question.
All right, so looking at this, Sauce, I'll start with you, bud. You picked 2 drivers in this draft. I don't think it's really a surprise that you took Big Jim number 1. That was pretty expected. Right. I even mentioned that to you earlier. Mm-hmm. But I think the one that we're specifically interested in is you taking JCR Titan. Is this a case of you knowing something about him that we don't?
I've heard some good things, and I think at 6, it's worth the risk. So I've heard good things, and I believe that it'll work out. So, I mean, pick at 6. I got Big Jim at 1. I got Drunk Fest already. Have myself. It's worth the risk there.
Taddy, I'll go over to you, bud, because you picked the final 3 picks of this Cup draft, and you took 3 guys that I believe you brought in yourself. And I figured you would do that, but I also expected, as did Brinker, we expected one of these 3 to be Daha, but you do not go with Daha, but you go with 3 guys that you know pretty much all about that we don't. So talk about your guys, Taddy.
Yeah, so actually, listen, I made a mock draft, so to say, right? Like I kind of put all the drivers, the 13 best, right, that I had listed down, but I actually went with like 16, 17 guys that I thought were all cup quality. I did bring Celtics in, and I brought all three of them in, right? I knew Dash for Cash probably nobody would know. I used to race with him in another league called NOSCAR, and he was the most dominant car out there. Him and Flash 9 dominated every race. As far as Mopar Celtics, he did used to race in the at the time it was called Giggity. He's more of a custom setup driver. And JCR guys, you can't ever go wrong with them, right? They're always fast, no matter what, whether it be custom setups or sliders. And being a slider league, yeah, they're gonna be quick. But what actually messed with me, I had Daha on my board, but and I had two other guys on my board that I actually planned on taking at the end, but I didn't expect all the names to drop to me as they did. Kind of the benefit of having the bottom three picks, you kind of get you kind of pick the best of what's left. And on a positive note, I still have my four drivers I planned on for Xfinity. Now I have four other drivers that I thought would go in the Cup draft that have dropped, and I have picked 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the Xfinity draft. So I'm sitting pretty good for the Xfinity side here. So pretty excited here for Team Venom.
Brink, you got anything for Taddy or Sauce? I forgot to throw
you
it
guys
to
did
you.
a great job so far. This is really fun, and it's super interesting seeing which way you guys are going with all of it. And yeah, just keep it up. The Xfinity is going to be wide open. I don't know what you guys have planned, because I think most of your plans came for Cup. But now that the Xfinity's here, what are you guys thinking in the early part?
Sauce, you go ahead, bud.
Yeah, I think Ty just told his like overall draft plan right there. So I'm really just gonna see what happens. All my picks are in the fourth round, so we'll see how it goes from there. I got some guys on the board.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, right? Like the Xfinity is pretty wide open, right? Like after the first round, you're going to start getting into a bunch of names that people don't really know. And again, yeah, I mean, Sauce nailed it, right? That's why I kind of made my trades the way I did. So I kind of got the early Xfinity picks. I looked at the whole league in general, right? And I was like, man, there's a lot of fast people in total. So being at the bottom of the Cup end didn't really affect me, because I think any driver that was drafted tonight can win a race, whether it be pick 1 all the way to pick 13. I think any one of those drivers can win a race in the Cup Series. So great talent there, but I wanted to move up in the Xfinity because honestly, I don't know a whole lot of the people. I know maybe 10 to 15 of them, so I wanted to go pretty early in the Xfinity side. And so again, I'm pretty excited here.
Chewy, I wanted to jump over to you because you're our new captain this year. You came in having protected Mike G. You're also driving for your team, so you only had 2 picks as well. But you had picks 8 and 10. You took Wasted, a well-known guy in this league who's really fast, really consistent. Can be aggressive at times, too, when he needs to be. But you pick up Wasted, and then you come back and you get Kelvin, who I thought could go anywhere from, like, I don't know, 2 to 5, and you get him at 10. That has to be a steal for you. Talk about the 2 guys you picked up in the Cup side of things.
Yeah, so basically, like, last season I ran the Xfinity Series. I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't know so much. Talked to Mike G, and I was like, who do you want? Who do you want on your team to back you up every week? I said. And he's like, oh, well, get me Sharp. And I was like, and Jim, I was like, I looked around, kind of did like the John Travolta meme. But you know I have pick 8 and 10, right? That's not going to happen. And I said, what about Wasted and Kelvin? And he's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, those 2 are great. And then kind of fell right to my lap. I was like, well, Wasted's still there. I really just pitched Wasted's name earlier today. Fell right to my lap. I was like, I'll take Wasted. And then Mike took Jacob, which was our second option. I was like, well, there's Kelvin sitting right there. I was like, I don't know these guys that Taddy brought in, so I was like, I'll just shoot for these 2. 2 guys that I know that ran well last season and will probably run well this season.
Brink, you got anything for Chewy?
No, sorry, I've been in and out the last 5 minutes, so I'll be right back.
Alrighty. I'm going to move over to Mike. Mike, you're the defending team champion, and you got a couple of guys here that are both great team players. Also a guy that you know and have known for a while, and Jacob. I want to talk about Sharp first. I mentioned on the broadcast that Sharp is really good at getting out and leading a bunch of laps, which can get you points for your team. You won the team championship last year. It kind of feels like the perfect pick for you. Talk about Sharp, and then talk about your relationship with Jacob. That wasn't really a surprising pick to me. I kind of expected him to go a little earlier, but talk about your guys.
Yeah, I had to formulate a plan here, pick a number 5 overall to try to, stack my team to go for another team championship. And I'm lucky that Sharp was able to fall to me at 5 because I had him ranked second on the overall board, on my board, behind only Jim. So Sharp's won a bunch of races. He's led a lot of laps, and he's definitely somebody who's going to be a great driver to fill in for me and Picola and Sharp to form a nice trio there. And Jacob had a really down year last year, which is probably why he fell all the way to 9. But when Jacob's on, he's on, and he can win some races in this league as well, and he has before. So it was great to be able to. It was great to be able to get him at 9, and he's also somebody who's really fun to race with. So somebody to like.
I just want to back up that sentiment you have there on Jacob, because I've known Jacob before he was here in Cobra, and he was always fast when I saw him. And you're right, he did seem to have a bit of a down year, and I think it's kind of a steal where he went at 9.
Yeah, I had some options at 9. There were a few people I had my eyes on, and some people that went off the board that I was looking at 9 went off ahead of that. So I had to go to my second, third option there, and Jacob was right there, and it was an easy choice after that. So having Jacob there at 9. Some people may be surprised I didn't take Kevin, considering he was on my team last year, but I'm glad that Chewy was able to get Kevin there at 10, because Kevin is definitely a cup level driver. But I just wanted to go in a little bit different direction for my cup strategy this season.
Butters, you got anything for Mike, Chewy, or Sauce, the 3 that are still in here?
No, you guys pretty much got her covered. I mean, I just want to say, great job, you guys. I mean, pretty entertaining there as far as what you guys went with your picks. A few surprises there at the end. I know with Taddy, we kind of figured he was going to go that angle, but yeah, just a quick thing, like with Mike on Jacob, like you said, he was there, and like I said, he's a veteran, and he did have a bad season, but like I said, yeah, great guy to race. You said definitely to race with, but yeah, overall, Chewy, all you guys, great job. We're getting set up here to crank up the Xfinity. I think this is where the excitement's going to be, because there is going to be so much strong drivers that are going to be drafted here. The Cup side was pretty much, interesting, but we kind of knew where guys were going to pretty much fall or go just from talk all week. But the Xfinity side, not too much talk was being done, so it's going to be interesting here. I think this is going to be getting into the most exciting part of this whole evening here, is going to be watching these guys, how they go with their Xfinity teams. So. But yeah, we can for sure. We're going to take a couple-minute break here. We'll talk here and let you guys get back to the war room or whatever you guys are hanging out. And like I said, we're looking forward here to see this Xfinity thing to start up here.
Thanks, guys.
So
appreciate you guys.
You bet. So yeah, like I said, we'll give it a minute here. It looks like Mike will be having the first overall pick here in the Xfinity. So I'll just throw it out there. Mike, you're on the clock. Whenever you're ready to shoot it out, shoot me a message. But we'll be here hanging here, talking a little bit, what you guys are thinking. But yeah, what Brink and Clay, what are you thinking here for Xfinity? The guys that are left, like guys like Mike that are coming up with his first overall pick, and then Chase is going to have one, and then Taddy's going to have 3 in a row. What do you guys think they're like leaning to as far as like the kind of drivers they're going to be wanting here?
There's a bunch of drivers. Oh yeah,
right.
The guys who are going to be like Daha, we were just talking about him. Freedom Flyers out there. Awesome is still out there. So I mean, there's guys. There's definitely guys. There might be your memory. Memory is available.
Bad guy's still around. Old guy is still around. You're still around, Brinker. You could be drafted.
I'm not going to put myself in a lot of those names categories like Awesome and Daha, but yeah, I'm still there. Peaceful.
Yeah, another guy.
Kenny B.
Kenny B. Forensics. Another gentleman that hasn't been brought up. We got a couple a couple rookies again. We got like Peaceful Tim,
Derek Cope.
Derek Cope. He might be running a limited schedule, but we also do have, we're going to have some part timers in the league, and it's going to be up to the captain if they're actually going to want to put them on the team. We're looking at guys like Fire Slayer, Higgy. There's another gentleman I can't remember off the top of my head. These guys can't commit full time every Friday night, but they are eligible. And so it's going to be up to the captains if they're going to want to, put that guy in a car for them and just, take them when they're available to race that night, or if they're going to want to build a team, full 4 cars full time.
Oh yeah, and that's right. So for Xfinity, I'm making my return as well, so I could be drafted here. Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to throw my name out there too much because
Actually, we
I had to
haven't
miss
even
a
mentioned
year.
Colic fan. He's still out there too.
Yeah, Colic fan. Wow. 12 top 10s.
Like I said, going back to the beginning of the draft, at the beginning of the night here, we were talking, the guys that came in, the guys that were new last year, and the veterans that have been here since the beginning. I mean, every year the talent has stepped up, and it's been great as far as like me and Brink and the rest of the admins. We're super excited. We see these guys wanting to come in, and it's making the talented a little bit tougher every year, and hopefully it hangs on to prove to be great racing from week in and week out. But yeah, like you said, a lot of these guys that ran good in Xfinity last year. Now they're sitting there waiting to see if they're going to get picked in Xfinity again, or are they going to be in that option of running? They're going to be in that ARCA. So going back to the ARCA a little bit, Clay. These guys, it's nothing against. It's a place for these guys that don't get drafted. They're going to run ARCA. They're going to run the same time as our Xfinity. So we're going to have 2 lobbies going at 7 o'clock Central or 8 Eastern once the season starts. The Xfinity side is going to be broadcasted on GC Sports. The ARCA side is going to be broadcasted on this channel with me. I'll broadcast that. So we're still going to have a stream out there for these captains to be able to check out. So if they got a driver that has to quit or isn't doing what they want, they can make moves in Xfinity, drop a driver, and bring a guy up from ARCA. So it ain't necessarily mean these guys that aren't drafted going to ARCA that they're stuck there. They can come up. They can be drawn up. They can be pulled up. But yeah, it's just a place for these guys to be able to race. They're still going to race for a championship. They're going to race for wins. It's its own series. Not saying these guys are going to be any less talented. It's just a place for them to go. We kind of kicked around at the beginning of the year to split the Xfinity, to have 2 Xfinity series. Well, the more talk that was brought up in the off season, the guys were thinking ARCA would be a better option to let these guys run their own schedule, their own season, but they're still tied in to the other group. So that was our decision there. So like I say, anybody that's out there watching, if you find yourself not drafted tonight, doesn't mean. I think that ARCA series is going to have some guys in it that's going to prove some points that very well can move up real quick throughout the season.
Let's also make sure to take note here. We're going to have 4 rounds of this Xfinity draft. 5 picks in each round, meaning all 5 team captains are going to be picking 4 drivers. It's unlike the Cup draft, where for the Cup draft there were 3 teams, I believe it was, that had keepers, and a couple teams that have the drivers driving on their team. So some guys only had a couple picks in the Cup draft. Everybody has the same number of picks here.
Yeah, the only thing that is different with Chase, the owner of Eclipse, he will not have. He is taking a spot in Xfinity. So he's got to be one of his spots. So he's only going to have 3 picks here in the Xfinity draft.
Well, I know as it stands right now,
he's listed with 4, but he's going to be that last pick is actually, I believe, is going to get forfeited away because he's got to have a spot as a driver owner.
Gotcha.
Now, if he wants to next week, if he just the backstory to Chase is he's got a night shift, and the backstory is that. But if he's going to take a spot in the draft, so he's part of that Xfinity team. But next week or whatever, if he hits the waiver wires, he can drop himself and bring in a driver for 4 weeks. So that's the way I'm understanding it. I'm not 100% sure if that's how we're going to work it, but yeah, as of right now, Chase will be one of the spots in on his Xfinity team. So
yeah, a bunch of the Cup guys are going off in our Discord talking about the draft so far. Just want to say congratulations to all those guys. Guys I've raced around quite a bit, but also some new rookies into the league. I want to congratulate everybody for getting drafted. Huge list of eligible drivers, and if your name was called for Cup, you were one of the lucky 13.
Yeah, going back to these guys, drafting Cup, it's not. I mean, yeah, these guys are good and fast, but they're going to be. These captains they're about winning a team championship, and I believe these guys. If you're not performing on their Cup team, they will not be afraid to make moves because, like I said, this year being new, they got Xfinity guys down there chomping at the bit that very well, could come up if they decide to pull the pin on guys. So yeah, I believe everybody that's going to be in Cup is going to be expected to perform. But yeah, as we wait here, we got her officially kicked off. Or we're just like I said, we're waiting for Mike when he decides to pick. We'll get this thing cranked up and ready to roll again. So I'm just kind of taking a look here. I got the chat up here on the stream here, and let's see JMW put in a couple
so
messages.
Let's run through the full list. Let's run through the full list of who all could be drafted here.
You bet.
So we've got Awesome. He has one Xfinity win from a season ago. I believe that was at Bristol. Bad Guy in the Xfinity series had 4 top 5s as well as 10 top 10s. Baked Tater has a top 5 from last year. Brink, you have 2 top 5s as well as 7 top 10s. Of course, I'm in here making my return. Crazy Bader has 3 stage top 10s. Cushion Pushin has a start. Got some league rookies, D. Sproul and Den Kate, as well as Daha. Forensic, last year in Xfinity, had 2 top 5s as well as 5 top 10s. A couple other league rookies in Freedom Flyer as well as Free OHG. We have I Ate Your Taco, who's been around for a while. I believe he made a start a season ago. JMW has a top 10 from last year. Colic Fan has 12 top 10s and was a member of the Final Four in Xfinity a year ago. Kenny B has 2 top 5s in Xfinity as well as 3 top 10s in Cup. We got a couple more rookies. Klein Boy as well as Lights Out. They're in here. Memory, we talked a lot about him already. He's a part-time guy. Monster Racing was part of the Xfinity Final Four. He won 2 races in Xfinity. I expect him to go towards the top of this. Got the other 2 Mopower guys that Taddy brought over, that being Mopower Nuka as well as Mopower NRG. Some more league rookies involve Mr. Williams, Nike Boy Will, NOS Racing, and OG NFAU. Got also Old Guy coming back for another year. He had 2 top 5s as well as 10 top 10s. Y'all mentioned another league rookie, Peaceful Tim. He could go at some point here. SF Bass Fishing was a Cup driver last year. He had 1 top 5 and 1 top 10, but he could be a guy that could go early. Couple more league rookies, Swamp Fox as well as T-Bird. And 2 other guys that are basically rookies are TEH Pens and Turf Tech. Some returning veterans include TCW as well as Worsham. Ty Racing had 4 top 5s as well as 8 top 10s. The Ghost had 2 top 5s and 2 top 10s. Warpig had a Cup top 10 as well as 4 Xfinity top 10s. So that's basically the full list.
Mike's pick is in, eh?
Mike's pick has in, so we officially got started here with the Xfinity rounds, and we're proud to announce here that first overall pick Mike has picked up for gas will be Monster Racing.
Nice. Well deserved. Good job, Monster.
Yeah, I race with Monster in a separate league, if I'm remembering the right name correctly. I race with him pretty frequently. He's quick. I think I'm battling him for a transfer spot in that league, but we just mentioned a few minutes ago 2 Xfinity wins, and he also made the Final Four in Xfinity. Butters, what do you have to add?
With Monster's been around. Got to know Monster a little bit in, I believe, Brink's old Midnight League. I believe he raced in there. But yeah, Monster's a great guy. I mean, he's a quiet dude. He doesn't say too much. But yeah, he's really a force on the track. I mean, the guy's always running up front there. So super excited that he's going there with the run with Mike and P. Cola and the rest of the boys over there as part of that gas team. So as we wait here, we're going to shoot. We're looking for chases on the clock. So
yeah, I can't remember. Monster Racing was one of those white knuckle guys, or he may have been just a pub lobby guy that I used to race with that came over to Midnight. And then, yeah, he's been floating around in a lot of other leagues with us ever since.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, like I said, he's on the quieter side. I mean, you don't hear much from him, during the week in the chats or anything, and he shows up and he races week in, week out. He's very reliable. He's there every Friday night.
He is very consistent.
Yes. So yeah, congratulations, Monster. Take a look here.
Chase is next.
Chase is on the clock. And I believe and we do have that pick is in. So our first round of Xfinity, second overall, Chase with Eclipse Motorsports. That's a trade came from Taddy in a trade. He will be selecting Nuka.
That's not surprising. I was surprised, honestly, that he didn't go in the Cup side. This is a guy that's been around for a championship for. I feel like if he had been drafted in Cup, he might have pushed for a Final Four spot. Like, he's that good. This is an excellent pick for Chase. He might just win the Xfinity season with Nuka. He's really good. Surprised he didn't go Cup.
Well, right. Like I said, he's setting himself up to be, Nuka can be this guy that's going to get pulled up, So, and one of the twists with the rules here with these guys between Cup and Xfinity is, the captains have an option to hot seat cars. So if they got a Cup driver that can't make it a week, they can bring a guy up. But the ruling is, if they have their Xfinity driver makes 4 starts, they are considered full-time, so they will have to take that ride in that car. So it's just one way to be able to, bring these guys up, use them a little bit without having, overusing them. So it's going to be interesting how these guys fit these Xfinity guys in to bring them up at tracks. That these captains are going to bring up, this guy, I think a little bit where they're going to say, this guy's a ringer at this track, and I think they're going to make these kind of strategy moves, but time will tell on that. But yeah, as we look forward here, I'll just let you know, Taddy is on the clock. Taddy is on the clock with the 3rd overall pick. There's another trade. Taddy got this trade via a trade from Sauce, so as far as I know where it come from, we're not sure what the details and when these trades come, but we have them marked, and there's a lot. These draft picks are crazy because every one of these picks that are sitting in these rounds are pretty much been determined through some sort of trade. So it's
and Taddy here is about to make 4 consecutive selections, so he's about to fill out his Xfinity team. So everybody on the board is who he's picking from, and he's getting to hit who he thinks are the 4 best remaining guys.
And I kind of want to bring this up before we get to our next pick, but we're entering our 3rd year on this game. These guys, we've all been around the block. There's no more excuses. There's no more, this is we know how to navigate this here game, NASCAR Heat 5. So this is like as professional as I think it can get right now in any of the leagues. especially with this draft, the way that it's falling through. All the pieces are falling. It's pretty amazing, and I'm every pick I get a little more excited.
Yeah, for sure. That is true, Brink. But as I'm waiting here, the phone went off. It looks like our pick is in. So with that third over pick for the first round, Taddy selects Daha.
Yeah,
So
I think
still gets
yeah.
his guy.
Yeah, he still gets his guy. I think we kind of spurred him on to taking that pick. I feel like he would have taken Nuka for sure if Chase didn't, so Nuka would have been his first pick. But what can you say? The dude's just awesome. He's such a good driver. He's especially good on the plate tracks, so I'd look for him there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just got to know Daha, this last so many seasons here, last couple seasons through GC. I've heard the name Daha a couple times with guys racing and stuff, but yeah, I've watched a couple streams of GC, and I remember watching them race, and yeah, it's interesting. We take a minute here or two and see what.
So I got a question for y'all before Taddy picks again. Is Taddy going to continue this trend of going all league rookies, or is he going to go with an established Cobra veteran at some point in these next 3 picks?
I kind of think, I don't know, because if he keeps the trend, then yeah, he's going to go with another rookie, another guy he's brought in here. But well, here it comes. We don't think very much.
Yes, the pick is in, and pardon me for trying to, if I do this or announce this right, but his round 1 4th overall pick, Taddy has selected OGIN FAU, Ogin Foul, if I'm saying that right. So that's his 4th overall pick. Like I said, the trend is there. It's been pretty normal here while Taddy's going. He's basically looks like he's going to have rookie teams. He's taking these guys that are rookies this year, and he's gonna try to prove a point with these guys here in Cobra.
Yeah, he is. It's going to make for good television. You guys are going to want to tune in. If you're racing in one series, you're going to want to tune in and watch the other. If you're not in any of these series, you're going to want to watch them all.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is going to be good racing. Like I said, all 3 levels. And the last series that doesn't get too much publicity is our truck race. I know it doesn't get broadcasted. It does once in a while. We're kind of working on that to try to get more of that exposure. But we also do run trucks on Sunday night, and that's open to the whole league. So anybody that's on the roster, if they choose to race, granted we can only take 32 trucks, but we haven't had that problem yet. But Sunday night's kind of a relaxed night for us in running in trucks. We let everybody run. Last season was actually could be one of the best series we had with the racing. So we had heavy hitters in there. We had, anybody that's on the roster races Sunday nights. It's kind of just a chill night. We kind of go in there and have fun, and we still race, and it's not sloppy, but it's a good night. But yeah, like I said, just a little shout out to our truck series too. It doesn't get the exposure like these other groups, but there is also that. But let me take a look here and see what we got going here. If Taddy's got his next.
Yes, like Sauce said, the super trucks.
Yes, they are the super trucks.
Last pick of the first round.
Yeah, so our last pick of the first round will be by Taddy also. And here we go. We're going to go with one of these listed part-timers. So with that last pick, the 5th overall, Taddy has selected Higgy.
Higgy.
So we got Higgy
Wow.
picked. He's listed as a part-timer, but he is also, yep, he did make an Xfinity team. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Well, he was a Final Four Cup driver from a season ago, and man, a world-class individual. Higgy's one of my favorite guys that I've raced with over the last few years. What can you say? He deserves a Cup seat, which he would, except for the fact that he's in school finishing up some grad school research, is the word that I heard from Sauce earlier. But he's one of the best drivers that I know out there, one of the cleanest. He's amazing. I'm bragging on him a lot, but I feel like he deserves it. He's really good.
He's good. He was in the Canadian League, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And he's a Hall of Famer here, so part-time, full-time, it's not a bad pick to have.
Well, that concludes our first round here in Xfinity, so we're going to be moving on into that second round. Like I said, that second round first overall pick will be Taddy making his last selection. That he picked that up via trade from Chase. So yeah, we'll go to the board here and see what we got cooking.
And I'm curious if Taddy's going to do what I think he's going to do and go with Fire Slayer here, another part-time guy.
Interesting, Clay. But here we go. The pick is in. So our first overall pick of round number 2 in Xfinity draft goes to Taddy, and he selects Mopower NRG.
Cool.
So Mopower NRG
Interesting.
goes to Venom Motorsports Xfinity team.
So that's going to clear off the Mopower guys. Of course, we had Celtics go in the Cup side to Taddy. We had Chase come in and take Mopower Nuka with the second overall pick, and now the 6th overall pick is Mopower NRG. This is a guy that I know a little bit about. He's really quick. Now, I will say that he does from time to time have some internet issues, so perhaps this is a reason why he slid, but when he races and has good, clear internet, he's a guy to watch, and he's definitely a quick guy.
Yeah, for sure. There's no doubt about that. So as we wait, Chewy's next on. Chewy will be on the clock here. So he's up for his first pick here in the Xfinity here. He gets his first shot here at Xfinity driver here in round 2. So, and he also picked up the spot via trade from Sauce. So this whole second round, these guys' draft order is all determined by trades. So that just shows. Looking at this, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 of these picks in this Xfinity draft are going to be determined by some sort of trade. So that just shows how crazy it has been here the last week and a half with these captains making moves to position themselves.
And man, I have to feel like Chewy's going to take his guy Kenny B. With the experience that Kenny B has in the league, I don't see how Chewy passes him up at this point. Brink, what do you think?
I keep looking at Awesome's name, and I'm wondering why I haven't crossed it off yet.
Yeah, that is a name that, that guy ran. He started out Xfinity, ran up front. He was actually picked up. He ran some races up at the Cup level, but I don't know if how his schedule got. I mean, at the end there, he got kind of thin on showing up. I don't know what the reasons were, which is fine. But that's a surprise driver for sure. You guys, it is awesome seeing that he's available.
And there was a bunch of races that started the Xfinity season, the last season, where he dominated, and a lag out or an accident, yellow flag, cost him a win. So he had a lot of bad luck, but he was dominating those races before it happened.
So yeah, we got our pick in. So that's the second overall pick in round 2, with Chewy selects Kenny B.
Yeah.
You were right,
I knew that would be too good to pass up. There's already a connection there. It's a guy he can trust. It's a guy that's been around. And I believe he's the second returning Xfinity guy. Of course, Monster went first overall to Mike. But he is the second Xfinity returner to be picked.
Yes, you are correct.
So I want to take a step back. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chili. I just wanted to announce that Chase is on the board here, so just let you, as you guys continue on. Chase will be up next here on this.
So I do want to step back and explain what I was thinking Taddy might end up doing. Is he took Higgy with that 5th pick. We mentioned he's a part-time driver because of his schedule. Taddy would ultimately end up taking Mopower NRG, but what I was thinking was that he would end up taking Fire Slayer, who also happens to be a part-time guy. And so what that would do is that would give him 2 full-time guys in Daha and OG NFAU. And then that would give him 2 part-time guys to where if Higgy or Fire Slayer wasn't able to show up, then he could pull up 2 potentially league rookies that he brought over up from ARCA to have them get an Xfinity start here and there. That's the strategy that I thought that Taddy was going to employ, but he only did that for one of his picks.
So the pick is in. Looks like Chase is going to select with that 3rd overall in round 2. Has selected Freedom Flyer.
Freedom Flyer. This is a guy that just came back into the league. I want to say he was talking in the chat earlier, and what did he say earlier?
Freedom goes back to, I believe Brink. He was in the Midnight, right? Correct?
He was in Midnight. He was in White Knuckle.
He was in White Knuckle also. So that's where the name came from. You know, like I said, raced a little bit with him in the years past, but the name is familiar. But like I said,
I think it's got to be reliability, like you said, Clay, about Awesome, because nothing against Freedom. He's a fast guy, but just having Awesome sitting up there still.
Yeah. So I found it. Freedom Flyer said earlier in the chat, he said, I just can't wait to get to race with y'all again. It's been nearly 2 years. So it is good to have Freedom Flyer back racing with us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's nothing better when I see these guys that, last couple years when I got to know some, to be part of the Midnight League was when that kicked off, to be part of that original group when Brink got that cranked up, and a lot of these guys that got to know with that, and then before the Cobra League started up, it kind of got combined in with the I want to say the NCRL guys. So it's been a kind of a combination at the start with them 2 guy groups, and then like I said, as we've progressed, we've kind of came into our own, and now we've had addition of some of the guys from the old Gnarl League, and we got guys coming over here from GC. So like I said, I keep always saying I'm super excited to see the mix of these guys coming in. It's a win-win for Cobra overall, and no matter how this all plays out, like I said, I'm just super excited here coming up. But
Chase has another pick.
Yes, Chase has another pick. Let's see if it's in. There it is. So with that 4th overall pick, Chase in round 2 has selected Awesome. So
there
Awesome is going to the Eclipse Xfinity team.
All right, good job, Awesome. All right, finally.
And that puts Chewy on next on the clock. So, but yeah, what do you guys have for Awesome, or have on Awesome?
Go ahead, Brink.
No, I was just saying, good job, Awesome. Finally, got him off the board.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers there for a second.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what. I can't believe he fell this far. I thought he might have an outside shot at getting promoted to Cup, but
I thought he was going to make it to Cup. I did, and when he didn't, I thought he'd be a very early Xfinity pick. Well, like you said, maybe it's about his reliability. We'll have to see.
I'm going to tell you what. Chase might be at work right now, but he is absolutely slaying this draft. You look at his Cup team. He's got Blakey T, R.J. Smitty, Draven, and Marini. Now, Draven, of course, is probably the youngest and least experienced in terms of this league out of the four. But they're guys that can win. They're guys that are really, really fast and really consistent. Looking here at his Xfinity team so far, and actually, his team is actually complete at this point because he himself will be racing alongside Awesome, who was great in the Xfinity Series last year. Freedom Flyer, who you're going to be interested to see how he does making his return to the league. And then Nuka making his debut. But I've already talked about how good I think Nuka is. So I think Chase has absolutely killed it tonight. He just made his last pick with Awesome. But this is quite the team, the two teams that Chase has put together. He's probably my championship team points favorite right now for both.
So yeah, it looks like we got our pick in here. Chewy has sent in his 5th overall pick for round 2. So he's going to go with Colleague. Colleague goes to Black Bear and Xfinity, and this guy here is one of my favorite guys here, Colleague. I mean, this guy is just a little tidbit before we get on here, but Colleague has been a solid guy since the beginning here in Cobra. In Xfinity, he ran Xfinity last year, and like I said, super excited that he actually made a team, and congratulations, buddy, on that one.
You know, I think there's something to be said here for consistency, and I'm looking at the stats. Not only was he a Final Four driver in Xfinity a year ago, but looking at the numbers here, he was the most consistent driver, it looks like, in the entire league between Cup and Xfinity. The reason I say that, 12 top 10s in Xfinity. That's more than any driver in either division. I think second is Jim, who had 11 top 10s. But this guy, Colleague, had 12 top 10s, as well as being a Final Four driver in Xfinity. Just fantastic pick. I think Chewy should be thrilled to get him at number 10 here.
Yeah, I raced around a lot with Colleague in the Xfinity Series, and we had some good battles, he and I, back and forth. But, yeah, he ended up lasting a lot more races to finish up there more consistently than a lot of other guys. So kudos to him. Gets on a team, another season Xfinity, go after it.
Round 3.
Yes, sir. Round 3. So we're waiting for Mike has got our first round pick here in round 3. So we wait. Mike's on the clock. Be interesting to see where he goes with this one. So Mike's going to have 2 picks here in this round to finish out his Xfinity team. So
he has one in the 4th round as well.
What names are out there that you guys kind of think that Mike might be leaning to here, kind of would fit into with them group of guys as far as talented and talent-wise and just, personality-wise too, these guys?
I'm looking at the guys. I'm looking at bad guy and I'm looking at old guy. 2 guys that have been around in this league for a while. I could also see Warpig going here. I'm surprised Warpig is still on the board.
Memory.
I can't believe Memory's still here.
Memory sitting out there?
Forensic is still out there.
Although I guess Memory's part-time, so.
Yeah, that's the big kicker of these captains. If they want to, they can draft part-timer, but they're going to be able to run that. That's one car that might be sitting from week to week, not fully running every week, getting team points.
Correct.
So it goes back to these guys how they want to win team championships. That's a big factor in their decisions.
It's true. Peaceful Tim, old guy and bad guy. Nike boy, a rookie. He's been fast in a few leagues back, and this is stepping up to the big times. I think for Nike boy. I don't know if he's ever been in, but
hold on now. We have a development going on in the chat here. Colleague fan is on the record of saying that Kenny B is not racing this year.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he's saying in the chat. Now, Chewy's lost it at this point.
And I guess that's that's an update development that has been brought to our attention, but we're gonna find out. We'll find out. Like I said, these guys will be able to make roster. As soon as this draft is on, trades can be made. So after this draft, rosters can still adjust. Trades can be made an hour from now after after this draft, this broadcast is over. So it'll be interesting here. So it looks like, if I'm correct,
Mike
has made his selection, and Mike has selected Memory. Another guy we just talked about. So there it is.
I'm helping some of these guys out.
Memory is one of those guys, that I'd put in the same card as Nuka or Daha, or probably both of the JCR guys, to be honest. This is a guy that I felt like could have been drafted for Cup. He's dominated races at GC, and I'm sure in a bunch of other leagues too. He's an excellent driver. I haven't raced with him too much, but I know enough about him to know that he is very fast.
Yeah,
Surprised he lasted.
With him. I raced with him in parties, and it's yes, he is. Number one, he's very knowledgeable. He's also really cool-headed. I almost envy it because I can sometimes get a little frustrated out there, but he's able to always just maintain, and he's up to the front. And if he's not up to the front, he's cool, calm, collected guy, and he's just going to work his way through the field, and he usually has really good results because of it.
So yeah, with
but
that
if
selection,
full time, it'll be even better for Mike.
Right. Well, just to let you guys know, so Chewy is on the clock.
With two picks in a row, so he gets to right the ship here a little bit, and he's really going to have to hit on these picks if Kenny's not going to be able to race. And I feel like this is the spot for Chewy to go and get both of the guys, that being bad guy and old guy.
Yeah, JMW wanted to tell Mike to pick him, but you got to be more subtle than that, JMW. I can't just tell him to do it, especially Mike. No.
John, yeah, John, I got you, buddy. I see you. I see you, John. Well, John's just like everybody else, very, very talented guy. The guy, he races with an edge out there, but he's just kind of guy that's, his work schedule also dictates his driving nights. So, he works long hours and he's got a very demanding job, but. Yeah, John, I hope someone will go ahead and pick you. But like I said, hopefully these guys, what they're looking at for team points and stuff. So, but yeah, I see you there. I see you clucking there, big chicken.
John's been around for a while too. Before midnight, whatever leagues it were.
Sauce has not updated the tracker yet to reflect the memory selection. I think he's probably working on that right now. But we got Chewy's next pick.
We do have Chewy's next pick. So that third round, second overall, Chewy has selected Bass.
Oh, I completely looked over that name. Wow. How did I miss that looking through?
Bass is another Xfinity veteran. Or no, he ran Cup last year. He
ran Cup.
Yeah, so but he's been here.
That's true.
He's a veteran. Yeah, he's been here, I believe since the beginning. So
he ran for Travis's team. He was that Tennessee Whiskey? Was that Travis's name?
Yes,
team name last year?
I'll tell you what, Clay. On my list, I had crossed off RJ Smitty, but I missed, and I crossed off Bass. That's why I wasn't reading.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just happened to look over it.
So good job, Bass. Sorry, we were skipping you.
Chewy does have back-to-back here, so.
Bass is a guy that I've raced with a handful of times and been in a chat with a handful of times. He's a great guy. Good to see him find himself a spot in this league.
Well, that didn't take long. So going back-to-back here, Chewy is selected with his last pick. Ty Racing.
Ah.
Ty Racing goes to Black Bear Motorsports, I believe, or Black Bear. But yeah, congratulations, Ty Racing. There gets a final pick there for Chewy.
Ty Racing's another one of the guys that I run the same league that I run with Monster. The three of us run in Millennium, which is Private Patents League. But Ty Racing, good to see him get a spot too. He's really quick. He's a great road course racer. That's his thing. He spends a lot of time on F1 and runs in some F1 leagues. But he has 4 top 5s and 8 top 10s last year in Xfinity. This is a really solid pick for Chewy. I think Ty could have went earlier than this, honestly. Brink?
I don't know. I think Ty went right where he belongs, actually. I think, like you said, he's a real solid all-around racer. I don't know him to race for too many podiums, but he's there, and he's always near the top. You see his consistency in top 10, so I think this is exactly where he goes. Good job,
Well,
Chewy.
that puts Mike on the clock. So Mike is on the clock for his final Xfinity ride. So it'll be interesting to see where Mike goes here.
I want to take a step back here and look at Chewy's team because he just finished up his draft for the night. Looking at his Cup team, he has Mike G. We know Mike G is really solid. Of course, himself, Chewy, will be racing. He's drafted Wasted and Kelvin, 2 guys that I think are, quite frankly, underrated. I don't think they get talked about enough in this league. So it was just a quiet draft for Chewy, but a lot of upside here, guys that could easily be overlooked. And then taking a look at his Xfinity team, it's unfortunate that he didn't know that Kenny B wouldn't be racing this year. But he'll be able to find a guy to fill that 4th spot. I think he's got 3 great other guys with Colleague Fan, Bass, and Ty. Those are 3 really solid Xfinity guys that have been around for a while. So he'll be able to find something with those guys.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Everyone's got a real solid team going here. It's going to be a fun start to the season to see how it all kind of irons out through the first few races.
Yep, so Mike's final pick, like you said there.
So the pick is in, and I believe Mike is going to finish up his Xfinity team draft with his final pick is Swamp Fox.
Oh,
wow.
So
that's
Swamp
a league
Fox,
rookie.
Yes, another league rookie.
You thought he was going to the ARCA. Somebody did.
So yeah, an interesting pickup there, I believe, for Mike going with Swamp Fox. Why I say that's a little interesting, a little backstory is I believe last couple races of the season, if it wasn't a race, there was a little bit of a rivalry, a heat, or a little bit of an argument or battle between Swamp Fox and P. Cola in the chats. Now, that's why I say it's an interesting pick that these guys they actually were going at each other pretty good, and now they're going to be basically teammates, 2 different series, but they are on the same team. So
the chat's going crazy.
Obviously, Mike sees something in Swamp Fox that he wants to be able to put him on his Xfinity team.
Apparently, he has another pick coming up too. I don't have their picks in front of me. I don't. That's the one thing I don't see is who's picking next. You guys have to tell me.
So I think that's actually gonna wrap up the 3rd round because the 5th pick is supposed to be Chase, but you said Chase is that last spot. Butters, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Chase.
So Chase should fill the last.
We're gonna take a quick minute here before we start this last round. So yeah, we were informed here Mike has one more pick, and to be
Should be
apologize, I don't have it on my list.
It should be the last pick of the whole draft because the
Okay.
fourth round, Sauce has the first 4 picks, and then Mike has
my
the
bad.
final pick.
And that's my mistake. When I typed this up, I just overlooked. I missed him in that last pick. My apologies there to Mike and his team, but yeah. But we'll keep we're gonna keep plugging in here. Like I said, round 4 is gonna start, and it looks like Sauce is gonna have the first 3 of the 4. So
First 4 of the 5.
And he's ready to go, it looks like.
So yeah,
Now,
he has the first 4 of the 5.
So we talked about the fact that Xfinity is really a shot in the dark here. Nobody really knew what to expect, where guys would go. Now we really don't, because Sauce is friends with a whole bunch of people. This could be all over the board. I could see Sauce going in so many different places here for picks.
Yeah, for sure. No, I mean, this is where we're getting down to our last 5 picks for these guys that are sitting, and it's going to be interesting where he goes with these first 4. So yeah, we'll just sit here, kind of sit and wait for his pick to come in. So what are you guys thinking so far of this draft? Any real surprises? Any real, either way, guys that went earlier than you think, guys that haven't been drafted? I know you guys have touched on it a little bit, guys that are still sitting here, but yeah. So what do you guys, anything to add here before as we wait for Sauce?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, don't know. There's still a lot of names left.
I don't really know that there's a lot of guys that really were guys that we thought would go lower. I mean, I think it's a little bit of a surprise that Sauce went with JCR Titan back on the Cup side of things at number 6. Some might say that that's pretty high to be taking a league rookie, even though there might be some intel from the league community. That's still a pretty high pick. I don't really know that anybody else was taken higher than they should have been. A lot of guys have fallen that should not have fell. We've talked about Awesome. I think Colic Fan fell and probably shouldn't have. Bass was a Cup driver, so to see him go 12 in Xfinity is a real big surprise. Any other guy? Memory. We can't believe Memory didn't make the Cup side of things. Wow. Same with Daha and Nuka. So guys that have fallen that we didn't expect to fall.
I think it kind of goes to the testament to the amount of talent that's come over here now for this season of Cobra. And there's a lot of opinions about certain talent, clearly through the captains, So there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of pride at stake here this season. Who is officially next? Who's picking right now?
Sauce.
Well, it should be Sauce.
It is Sauce.
The 15th pick should be Chase picking himself. So we're waiting on 16, 17, 18, and 19. What do we got?
So it looks like our first round and first pick in the fourth round, Saucy has taken Klein Boy.
Another league rookie.
Yep.
Okay, so then Chase picks. Right.
So Chase had 15, and that would have been his last. He would have been picking himself. And so Sauce that was 16, and he took Klein Boy with 16.
Well, he doesn't have to pick himself if he's not racing Xfinity, though, right? I mean, that's obviously his call, but
Well, Butter said that he had to pick himself at 15.
oh, okay, I missed that.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm working on it here, boys. We got a little bit of a confusion going on here, but we're getting it all ironed out. We're getting it all ironed out.
I feel like Mike Joy and Clint Boyer on Sunday night.
Get my league rule book out here. Or I must be the Larry Mack, because I've been the strategy person tonight. Or maybe with my personality, I'd fit the Clint Boyer mold better.
In all honesty, I'm just going up and down this list, and I'm trying to see who's the. I know who Chase wants to pick. I don't want to announce it until it's official. So now
Who Chase wants to pick?
I know who he wants based on a chat, but I don't want to announce it because it's not my place. One, and they're still doing something right now. So, so now I feel like DW because I'm all like, I know something I can't tell you.
So, just to take a step back, looking at this list, bad guy and old guy. I'm going to keep saying their names because I'm surprised they're still here. They've been around for a while. Bad guy, 4 top 5s and 10 top 10s in Xfinity last year. How's he still on the board? Can't believe it. Old guy is actually Smitty's dad, I believe. Yeah.
That's true.
I've raced with him a bunch. He also has 10 top 10s in Xfinity.
Yeah, we are also racing side by side a lot. Me, him, Colic fan. We've definitely had some fun moments at some tracks, and he was really good at Canadian Tire. I remember. I was really. It was nice to see that how well he did there. But yeah, he's a good racer, and he's committed. He's one of those guys. He's showing up week in and week out.
I'm also looking here at Warpig, and he spent some time between Cup and Xfinity. He's been around for quite some time too.
I hear the chimes.
The pick is in. So we did have a little bit of miscommunication there. So what we did is Chase was going to pick. Brought up that Chase is actually going to run the ARCA series. So he is still within the league rules. He's got to drive in the league. So with that, he's running ARCA. So he's going to have a pick. So we're going to put him in. He's got the next pick. So his next overall pick he is going with is Mr. Williams.
Okay, so let me clear this up. So Sauce picked Kleinboy at 15, and then Chase moved down to 16 and took Mr. Williams. Is that correct?
Right. We just basically he was supposed to have
15. So
15
it's just a
pick,
flip.
and it was my mistake. Yep. I was not fully aware what we were doing there, and that's my bad. But it's all worked out. So yeah, that puts Sauce back on the clock for his next pick. Let's see.
Yeah. So Sauce should have 3 more selections.
Sauce played this well. I got to give it to him.
Got quite the communication line going in the chat. I'll tell you what.
There's a lot of bullets firing across the field right now.
It's no man's land. It's a battle.
Are you guys referring to the actual Discord?
Yes.
The Discord?
Yes.
Yeah, see, I've unfortunately I haven't been able to be on the Discord. I got everything else going here, so but that's cool. I mean, that's interesting.
So, Sauce, if you could update the tracker just so that we can confirm our suspicions, that would be great. Okay, so they ended up not switching it after all. Sauce put it in as Mr. Williams going at 15 and Kleinboy going at 16. So
that's fine.
Yeah. 17.
And it was a mutual decision. I mean, it was between those two. We just worked it out. It was a little bit of a hiccup, but we got it all figured out real quick, and kudos to those guys. But that next pick is in with Sauce in round 4, that second overall. He's going with Lights Out.
Lights Out. Another league rookie.
Sauce is still on the Sauce is on the clock again for his last pick.
He has 2. He should have 2 more. Should have 2 more, and then Mike. Because he's taken 2. He's drafted 2, so he should have 2.
There you go. Did you get that, Butters?
Yep, I got you. I apologize. I really blew this last part of this Xfinity draft when I was typing this up. I totally messed this 4th round totally up, and I apologize. So while we wait for Sauce,
So he's taken.
One of the captains, Chewy, has reached out to me and he has confirmed Kenny B is unavailable, and he has just shot me a message if he could pick a very last pick in this draft. So we're actually going to add. Chewy's going to forfeit Kenny B's spot, and he's going to pick after Mike. He's going to make one more selection. So just to give him. So we're going to take Kenny B off the list, and after Mike, Chewy will have the final pick with the late information that he picked up from Kenny B. So that's what we're going to do from there. So as we wait, Sauce. And it looks like, let's take a look here. As we wait.
Shots are still being fired, I'm telling you what.
You know, this is exciting, guys. This is exciting. I mean, I'm sure, like you're saying, I'm not reading what shots are being fired. If it's friendly fire, if they're actually getting after it already, which is cool for me, man. Like Sauce.
No, they're getting after it.
The boys, like Sauce always says, you gotta let the boys have some fun. So as long as it doesn't get, everybody knows where the limit is. But good to see. Good to see. I like to see the little bit of rivalries already forming out there. So what you're saying, I'm going to have some interesting reading here after.
It's to be continued, it seems, yeah.
Yeah.
Did I just hear the 18th pick come in?
You bet you did. And Sauce, with that 3rd pick in that 4th round, has selected Cushion Pushin'. And that puts Mike on the board. So yeah, Cushion Pushin' goes to Sauce with his...
That should be one more Sauce pick.
Cushion pushing.
1, 2.
He's only taken 3.
1, 2, 3. Yep, sorry. Well, Sauce has
So it
one
should
more,
be
sorry.
One more Sauce, one more Mike, one more Chewy.
Yep. So we're coming down to the end of our draft here. We got 3 picks yet to come in. It'll be interesting. We got a few guys out there waiting, I believe. But yeah, what do you guys think? We're getting down here to the end. What's some surprise names?
Bad guy and old guy. Gonna keep saying it. I can't believe
Tim.
they. Peaceful Tim. Yeah, it's another name. War Pig.
Hi, me, you.
yeah, me and you.
Fire Slayer, I know he's part-time. I don't know how part-time they are, though.
Yeah, that's the intel. That's the intel stuff that has been communicated amongst the owners, the captains. So it's interesting. That was one of the things this year too. We decided a little bit, let these captains have a little more, as long as they're playing within the rules and regulations of the league. I mean, it's like any other real life. These guys wheel and deal, and they communicate with drivers on, it's interesting to see what they work out. That's the fun part of this whole aspect. if you want to say the business side of the league, you know.
$19.
We got her. The pick is in. And it goes to a gentleman here who's been pretty active here in the broadcast chat. And I just want to congratulate you. We've got a rookie here. Sauce selects his last pick is Peaceful Tim.
All right, congrats, Tim.
So, yep. So,
He's in Xfinity.
my bad. But yeah, congratulations, Peaceful Tim. Coming in the league first year as a rookie, and you found yourself a home here with Lawson and Sauce Motorsports. So I believe that puts Mike on the board, on the clock.
For his last pick.
Which is himself, right?
No, not Mike.
Oh.
Mike's on his Cup team.
Right,
So yeah, as we wait for Mike, Mike is on the clock. Be interesting here to see where he goes with. If he knows any backstory of any of these remaining guys. If he
Yeah,
has,
if you go one of those part-time guys, there's some really good names that are just going to be part-time, so maybe you throw them in there. I don't know. There's Forensic who ran Xfinity last year. He's still there. Dan W. still sitting in there. So, and someone's going to move up if Kenny B's really missing the whole thing. So that some other deals could still occur afterwards.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're going to have, once this broadcast is done and we get everything all dealed in and in stone, and making sure everything's official. And
I'm going to have to log off here in a minute, though, so I know we're almost done.
Yep. I tell you what, the chats are wild there, trying to keep up with everything here, what's going on. So yeah, so we're looking at some names here. Another guy that hasn't been brought up yet tonight was Taco. Taco said he was making his return too. So you got guys like
oh, that's true.
You got some of the guys you're looking at. Taco, old guy, bad guy, War Pig, Nike Boy. I mean, these guys they're sitting there. Got 2 spots. JMW,
TCW.
All right, boys, I got to log off here. I'll be listening the rest of the way. Good luck. Good luck, everybody's still out there.
Yep.
Thanks, you.
Brink. Thanks for being part of this tonight.
No, it was fun. Thank you. It's a good time. But I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll talk real soon. I'll see you in the chats.
You bet. So yeah, we're just sitting here as we're waiting for Mike.
Mike taking some time. He's got a great list of guys to come up with here.
Well, there we got her. There we have it. Finally, Mike has got his pick in. And with his last pick there to run with the rest of the boys over there at Gorilla, he has selected JMW. So John got his pick. Congratulations, John, going to a hell of a team there. So, but yeah, JMW goes to Mike over there with his last and final pick for Xfinity. And that puts Chewy back on the clock for his last, we could call Mr. Irrelevant pick. Not sure. But he's up for his last shot here with the replacement pick of Kenny B.
This is also Mr. Irrelevant.
In a way, he's officially the last pick. Yeah. But he does still have some meaning because he's going to be replacement driver for Kenny B. So if you can hear us out there, Chewy, you're on the clock and ready to go whenever you are. So yeah, as we wind down, we're coming to the end of our broadcast here in the draft. It's been pretty super exciting here so far. I mean, we're looking on basically 2 hours, which I don't believe is too bad. I mean, we've had not too long of gaps between picks. Clay, what do you think? I mean, it's been going pretty smooth, I believe, except for the mess up here at the end on my part.
I'm going to say at this point in time, there were a ton of league rookies drafted. I'm telling you, there were. Let me take a look here. And, of course, we're waiting on one more pick, but I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 league rookies drafted.
That's crazy.
So, let's see. So we've had 20. So we've had 33 selections so far tonight. 15 have been rookies.
Right. So this just come in another update here. We kind of had another situation here, kind of like with Kenny B. Sauce has been informed that Lights Out is unable to run this year for some reason that we don't know about. But so we're actually going to do the same thing again here. After Chewy has his pick, Sauce is going to quick pick that spot off of Lights Out. So basically we're down to our last 2 picks here. It's just the way things go, you know. This guy's gotta be flexible, right, Clay?
Oh yeah.
You guys, some of these captains, they think they're hooked up with the guy. He's gonna run, and something changes, and you know what I mean. It happens. It's life. It's life. Things happen. You know, you went through it with your schooling here the last season. You had to kind of step away from racing, you know, priorities, and at the bottom line here at Cobra, I mean, that's anything. Life is more important than anything. So. That's one good thing. But we got our pick in here. Chewy's taking old guy.
That's not surprising. I can't believe he wasn't taken sooner. This league would not have been right if Smitty made a team and old guy didn't. That's of course a father-son duo there. Ton of league racing experience. We've talked about old guy. 2 top 5s, 10 top 10s in Xfinity last year. He's a guy that just deserved a spot, and he was able to find it with Chewy. Glad he was able to find it. That's only right.
Right. So it looks like Clay. It looks like Sauce's pick is in.
Is it?
For that last overall pick, and I want to be the first one to congratulate Clay. You were going to Sauce, Clay. You've been drafted by Sauce. You are the last pick for Sauce's team. So welcome to Lost in the Sauce Motorsports, Clay.
Awesome. Wow, I didn't expect that.
So there you go. That completes.
I want to say though, real quick.
You go ahead.
I hate that it didn't work out for Lights Out. Sauce obviously had some intel there. He took 4 rookies on his team. Hate that it didn't work out for Lights Out. If he's able to catch some races, I would gladly give up my ride to let Lights Out get some Xfinity starts if it comes to that. Just because I know that's who Sauce wanted to draft. So. I appreciate Sauce for doing that. I know he had talked to me a little bit and said he might consider drafting me for Xfinity if he had the opportunity. So I was hoping, but I wasn't 100% sure. I was just planning on, at this point, to run ARCA, but it just worked out that way. And I suppose I'm Mr. Irrelevant. I don't really know what to say.
Well, that's why I was kind of chuckling, Clay, when you said that, and then I was looking down at my phone and Sauce messaged me, so that's why I'm like, oh. But yeah, like I said, congratulations, man. It's awesome for you to be able to come up and run Xfinity with these guys, and yeah, I mean, super excited for you, man.
And before we bring our team captains in here, I want to run through the list of guys that we're going to have over in, let's see, it's ARCA, right? Are ARCA guys running trucks? Is that right?
Nope, ARCA guys will be running Xfinity cars.
Okay, so here's the list of guys, and I want to say that it's going to be headlined by Bad Guy. 4 top 5s, 10 top 10s in Xfinity last year. Just didn't quite work out for him. I'm sure he would be one of the first in line to get a hot seat. Same with Brinker. Brink, if you're listening, bud, I kind of feel bad getting picked and you not, because Brink's been around a whole lot longer and feel like he's equally deserving of a ride. He had 2 top 5s and 7 top 10s. Feel like those are your top 2 returners at the very least, in that are going to be running ARCA to start the year. They're also going to be joined by Forensic, who had 2 top 5s as well as 5 top 10s in Xfinity last year. Curious to see a returning guy like Taco to see what he can do. He's pretty quick. Got some league rookies that are going to be trying to show what they can do in ARCA, that being D. Sproul as well as Denkate. Free OHG will be showing what he can do. We're going to have Nike Boy Will as well as NOS Racing 17. A couple of other guys, TEH Pins, Turf Tech. The Ghost had some Xfinity starts last year. Warpig, how can I forget Warpig? He was a guy that split time between Cup and Xfinity. So you got some great talent, and we'll see what these part-time guys do as well. That being, of course, Braves, aka Derek Cope, Fire Slayer, and Lucy Goosey. Anybody else that I looked over that you're looking at?
The big one, and I'm not sure if you actually mentioned it, if I missed you, Clay, but TCW.
Yeah, I missed TCW.
TCW will be invited or be part of that ARCA series, and so yeah, you pretty much got it nailed down. And like I said, we'll find out. Everybody will be, like I said, in Discord will be information coming out now. The guys that'll be in each series, but yeah, pretty excited. You know, got a little choppy there at the end there with basically on my behalf because I made a mistake and kind of put a twist in everything. But yeah, super excited the way it went. Like I said, guys are kind of already chirping, I guess, over in our Discord chat. But we'll figure things out.
Got our team captains. If y'all are ready, you can go ahead and hop on in here and talk about your Xfinity teams. There's a lot to talk about. This Xfinity draft, I'm gotta say, was just even more crazier than the Cup draft. Wow. Yeah, we gotta talk about these teams, guys. So hop on in here.
Yeah, for sure. If these guys feel like jumping on in, we'll take a little time here. We can wait. Anybody wants to jump in and talk and how they feel about their teams and. Looking forward here on to the next season. Well, it looks like we got a couple guys that have come in here. It looks like we got Chewy and Sauce and Mike. Looks like we got Mike coming in too. So
let me go ahead and start with Mike.
Go ahead.
Let's start with Mike. Mike, you had the first pick in this draft. You took a Final Four driver and Monster. Monster's a guy that I've raced with quite a bit. Looks like I'll be racing with him again. But you get Monster, you come back, you get Memory. Can't believe Memory fell to 11. I thought he was a for sure Cup pick, and falling to 11 is just wild to me. But you get him, You get JMW with your last pick. Good to see you take a veteran there, give a veteran a shot. But the pick that's got everybody talking in the chat is Swamp Fox. Talk to me about the Swamp Fox pick. Brink thought you might have seen something in Swamp Fox, had you wanting to add him to the team. But just talk about your overall team, Mike.
Well, I was, I had my plans for what I wanted to do with my Xfinity team, and the guy that I really wanted to be there for the first overall pick wasn't there. So I originally I was looking to trade back just a little bit, just because I didn't have the guy that I really wanted. However, I couldn't trade back, but a great consolation prize is Monster. If you can even call him a consolation prize, because last season he proved he was a heavy hitter in Xfinity, made the championship 4, won races, and ran up front the entire season. So you can't even really call that a consolation prize. And he's going to look real good in that monster car. I mean, it's only appropriate, right? I think memory fell only because, he couldn't do full-time. However, I'm at that pick. With his talent, I couldn't pass that up, even if he is part-time. I couldn't pass that up. Swamp I'm really familiar with through Gnarl. I know what he's capable of. He's won races in Gnarl, so I expect him to come over here, and he may have to knock some rust off at first, but we'll see. And John, JMW, I know he wanted to get drafted really bad. So I picked him just for the fact that he wanted this. So I wanted to make sure he got what he wanted there, and that was to be drafted and try to redeem himself from past Cobra races. So Xfinity, it kind of went how I wanted, and it kind of didn't go how I wanted, but I still think I came away with a solid team for Gas this season, and I'm looking forward to working with these guys.
Yeah, and you definitely made waves with that Swamp Fox pick in our Discord. It looks like you got a really solid team going on here. Some underrated guys, some guys that we've seen in here before, on both the Cup side as well as the Xfinity side. Looking for you to be as strong as you always are with your guys this year, Mike. Congratulations on your picks.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And just shout out before you move on to somebody else, I want to thank Cobra Racing Series. Good job putting on the draft for Season 3. And for you, Butters, and Brink stepping in the booth for the last 2 hours to broadcast this entire draft. I want to thank you guys. And I was tuning in to the YouTube. You guys put on a hell of a show. And great job talking about everybody and making this league look good. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Appreciate
you. Congratulations on your draft tonight, and looking forward to see if we see a three-peat this season.
You'll see more than a three-peat, bud.
All right, I want to get over to Chewy here because he definitely had quite an interesting Xfinity draft. At the 7th pick, Chewy, you went with a guy that I expected you to go with, and I thought you might take a shot with the 10th overall pick in Cup, and you went with your buddy. You went with Kenny B. You had no idea that he wasn't going to be racing this year, but you get him with the 7th pick. You come back, you get Colic Fan at 10, and I feel like that was a steal. Colic Fan is perhaps the most consistent driver in the whole league. I don't know if you were looking at the statistics when you made this pick, but he did have 12 top 10s in Xfinity, which was the most top 10s of any driver between Xfinity and Cup in this league. So you got perhaps the most consistent guy in the field. You get a Cup driver from last year that fell to Xfinity this year in Bass. So you're able to get him. Then you get a guy like Ty. Ty can have some internet issues at times, but he's also an excellent road course racer. So you're getting at least that. I feel like your team is super underrated. You come back later, you pick up Old Guy, a guy who had 10 top 10s in Xfinity. So you picked up some league veterans for your Xfinity team instead of going the rookie route. And I assume that's just because a lot of the rookies came in you didn't know a whole lot about. But this is a solid team, and it's a team that I personally can't wait to compete against. All of these guys are fantastic racers. But talk about your strategy a little bit. Talk about your thoughts during this draft, because, I mean, I'll tell you what, yeah, you definitely had to improvise a little bit.
Yeah, fuck. No, I've raced with Kenny the last almost 3 years right now, and I know day in and day out he's gonna be the fastest on the track compared to me. Like I know he's gonna be faster than me, and I was just like, you know what? Just to show like how much I appreciate him for doing so much for me, and I was like, I'll tell him. I messaged him earlier this week, and I was like, hey, you want to race? He goes, yeah, I'll race. And I messaged, and then calling and sent the message in the chat saying, oh, he's not racing. He just said that to me and Chase last night, and I was like, God damn it. It's like, well, I got to figure out something. I was trying to get a hold of him. I haven't been able to get a hold of him for what Colin was saying. Just some stuff he came up, and I was like, you know what, man? I show that guy a lot of respect. If he wants to come race, I will step out of my ride if it has to be. Let him race. Like the dude's awesome. The steel half calling fall to me at 10. I raced with that guy last season. Oh man, trying to stay in front of him. Sorry, trying to stay behind him. Even harder, man. He just knows how to take some good runs, and yeah. And then Ty racing, it was just like I saw him on the board. I was like, well, might as well. I mean, it's not much I can do without that. And then Bass, just a good old buddy. We ran NCRL together, and I was just like, you know what? Might as well show some respect to him. I know he's not the fastest, but I know he shows up every night and gets the dubs and tries to get as much as he can. And then with Kenny dropping, I saw old guy on the board. I was like, yeah, I can't let old guy go. He's always up front, always battling, and always the cleanest.
And just to follow up on that old guy pick, I want to just thank you for doing that. Just because, you know, Smitty went with the third pick to Chase, RJ Smitty. Old guy is RJ Smitty's dad. It wouldn't be right to not have the father and the son in the league. So I'm glad you did that because old guy deserved a spot in the Xfinity series. I'm glad you did that.
I'm probably gonna try to make up something now with Chase. Try to see if I can get father and son on the same team, get him up from that cup. Gonna try, but I might just try to maybe see what goes on. If not, I know old guy's gonna show up every night, so I know he's gonna try to kick everybody's ass.
Oh yeah. All right, Sauce. So you had an interesting draft here too. You were sitting around waiting for a while, so you saw a lot of names fly off the board. Your first 3 picks, you wound up taking 3 rookies to the series. Then you would ultimately find out that one of your rookies that you drafted is not going to be able to race. And so you took a certain someone in this booth. I don't want to draw a whole lot of attention to myself. I'm more interested in learning about my new teammates. And so if you just want to talk about your overall team, talk about your connections to these guys because we don't really know what you know about these guys. So tell us what you know.
Well, yeah, congratulations there, broadcaster Clay, for the team. Yeah, I sat here for a good bit. Had a good amount of drinks and food here at the suite, so kind of got lost in the sauce there a little bit. Didn't know what I was picking, but it worked out. Got guys that I knew, got guys that I could count on, and who were of good character. So that's what I'm excited about. Pushing. We got you, Peaceful Tim. Shout out to him. He's been DJing in the chat all night long. Shout out to him for that. We appreciate him for that. Didn't even have to ask him to. He just did it. So yeah, I don't know what really went on with lights out there, but some confusion with that. But got you on the team for that, then Clay.
Yeah, and I just want to echo this, and I know that you and Taddy specifically, and I'd love to talk with Taddy if he can jump back in the chat one more time. I don't know if he's able. Don't know if he's still watching, but love for him to jump in the chat so we can talk about his Xfinity team because I do have some questions to ask him there. But I did do a count just before Brink was having to leave. There were 33 draft picks tonight. 34 including the 2 that we found out were not able to race. But there were 33 picks, 33 picks, something like that, and 15 of them included league rookies. And you drafted 3. It would have been 4 if Lights Out had been able to race, but you drafted 3 of the 15. Talk about bringing some of these guys over and talk about the league rookies a little bit.
Yeah, I forgot to mention there first off, Kleinboy. That was someone who I learned from a few people in the league. Mike G gave him a good cosign, so he was there. So I just wanted to take him. I saw some film on him. Cushion pushing from another league. I think he's got a lot of speed. I think he's a little underrated here. So we're gonna see how he does in Xfinity. Peaceful Tim, I don't know much about him, but he's got a lot of spirit for it. So we're gonna put him in there and see how he does. And Clay, we're gonna get Clay in there. We're gonna bring him out. It's been a little bit, but we're gonna knock some rust off and get him in there as well. I'm super excited for everyone.
Yeah, and your picks were kind of all over the place. You had a couple picks at the top of the board in Cup. You ended up having the number one pick, and you got perhaps the best returning guy in Big Jim. In terms of like available guys, not necessarily overall, but of returning guys, Big Jim was the number one guy on the board, and you got another new guy. You actually, in that case, you drafted 4 league rookies because you drafted JCR Titan. You kind of made some interesting picks. I would say you took a little bit of risks, but we're having fun over here.
Why not? He's trying to have some fun here. That's what it's all about. I mean, I could sit there and keep all my picks and not trade and work around with them, but he's trying to have some fun here. See how you roll the dice, see how it goes. It worked out. I finished second the last 2 seasons, but I'm gonna try to get the title this year. So either way, it works out either way.
Well, anything else? Oh, do want to thank you for doing the tracker here tonight. I know that was absolute chaos there for a few minutes, but
Yep.
You made it happen, and we had a good time. We're almost pushing 3 hours now on this stream, so Butters is probably ready to get off to bed here soon, as am I. But
no, I'm all good.
Hey, shout out to Butters. Shout out to you, broadcaster Clay. Shout out to Green for putting DJ in this and hosting it. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a fun night.
Yeah, for sure it has. Like I said, yeah, great job, Sauce. Like I said, keeping track tonight, and like I said, apologize for I got the little kind of started a little twist there at the end there, getting confused with on my behalf and a mistake. But yeah, I think it was a fun night overall. Like I said, congratulations to you and your team, and once again, the hard work you put in as being part of us guys that put on the show here, try to put on a show week in and week out. So. Yeah. But I think with that, we can pretty much wrap it up. You got anything final, Clay, that you'd like to say?
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this. I want to give a shout out to the guys that didn't get drafted. I don't want again, trying not to draw my attention to myself, but I do think it's only fair to talk a little bit for the guys that didn't get drafted. Y'all are going to have a shot to prove yourselves over in ARCA, and I probably ought to have been in ARCA too, considering I haven't been around in a minute, but Sauce had something for me, so I'm going to try and do my best with it, but
yeah, I
can't wait to.
I just want to reiterate, you guys that didn't get drafted in ARCA, I don't want you guys to look at ARCA as being like you guys aren't good. I mean, it's just a spot for everybody to race. Like I said, the opportunity is going to be there for you to move up. Like I said, we're going to broadcast that race. It's going to be streamed. So these captains are going to have something to look back on. And the guys don't know some of these guys. And like I said, you get out there, you show up. There's still going to be some, very entertaining racing, I believe, with the talent that's out there. And yeah, you guys go out there and run for some W's and run for that season championship if you're there all season. And take it as just you're part of the league and we're gonna have some fun. And like I said, it's no step down. It's not a knock of the guys that are left. We only got so many spots that in our draft on our teams, and like I said, we're always looking to grow to get bigger and better. So yeah, congratulate everybody. Good luck on the season here coming up with everybody. And
now, I will say we did just have one of our other team captains jump in. Taddy's in here now. And we got to talk about at least the top part of this Xfinity draft. So Taddy, I have to think you were eyeing Nuka. Nuka ended up going second to Chase, but I feel like he might have been one of your top picks. I've been in and out of GC for the last few years, but I know what Nuka's capable of. Surprised he didn't go on the Cup side of things. He's one of the best guys I've seen at GC. Not sure if he's still racing GC, but he's really quick. But what you did do is you started off with Daha, who I expected to be the 13th overall pick based on what I knew about Daha. But you take him here. You go and get a guy that I honestly don't know much about in OG. You employ an interesting strategy, taking Higgy at 5, and you get Mopow NRG at 6. When you took Higgy, I was thinking you were going to follow that up with Fire Slayer, so that you could employ a tactic of, if Higgy or Fire Slayer wasn't able to make it, you could pull up one of the guys you're bringing over from GC up from Arca to fill those 2 spots, but you go with NRG there at 6. Talk about your guys. Tell me a little bit about OG and what I can expect racing against him, because he's a guy I haven't raced with before.
Yeah, so OG, he's got all the talent in the world. He's all 4 of my Xfinity drivers. To be honest with you, they're people that I had knocked down as Cup drivers. They just didn't go in the Cup draft, and for 3 of them, for sure, it's actually going to be simply because of their, so to say, part-time. But they're Cup level talent that they deserve a ride for sure. NRG, OG, and Foul, and Higgy are all part-time. However, I spoke to the guys, and so OG and Foul is going to miss the first 2 point races for the Xfinity Series. That's also the same amount of time that Higgy's going to miss. However, I'm going to have NRG and Daha Jr. kind of holding it down. You only need 2 cars to get your team points, so I feel pretty confident with them. And yeah, not getting Nuka Bob, of course, that's a big blow, right? Like, I was really hoping to get him. I was really thinking at the end of the Cup draft if I wanted to snag him or Dash for cash, right? Dash and OG Info drive a lot, and Celtics and Nuka, of course, they like each other. But Chase got the rights to Nuka. He's got the rights to him over there in GC also, right? So I kind of should have seen that one coming. I messed up. But time will tell before season opener whether or not Nuka will be on my team still, as trades can happen. But I want to hit on what you guys were saying to the ARCA drivers. Listen, there's only so many spots that the captains could select, right? That was a huge list of drivers and a lot of talent. There's going to be a lot of talent in the ARCA series, and I promise you, 2-3 weeks in, our captains are going to be looking for drivers because somebody left or their schedule's changed or this or that. So if you're out there in the ARCA series, don't be disappointed. And there's really good talent over there too. So that's going to be really good hard racing over there. Excited to see what they got. But yeah, as far as my team, right? OG and Foul, you don't know a lot about him. Him and Dash for Cash. They both come from this league called NASCAR. I ran with them both over there. Dash for Cash, like I said, he's always up front battling for the win. The aspect of that is the guy he was always battling the win for was not me. It was always OG Info. I was always 2-3 seconds behind him. So, being the mid-pack driver I am. But, yeah, those two are both going to be really quick, and they're going to be the underdogs that nobody knows, right? I have more rookies on my team than anything, but I really think that I ended up, with the luck of the draw, getting up and having one of the better overall teams in the draft. So I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, so that's something we were talking about here on the broadcast. There were 33 or 34 selections overall tonight. 15 rookies were drafted. You drafted 7 of them. Now, I know you were hugely instrumental in bringing a lot of the rookies to the league, but Sauce also did a little bit of that too. So talk about just what it means to connect leagues with others, because I know you're head over at GC. So talk about that.
I told Butters when I first joined, Butters and Chase, of course, right there, they're co-owners here at Cobra Racing, and I didn't know how it was going to go my first season. What I told Butters, I told Chase, I told everybody. I said, look, if I get in here, I like what we got, the racing's good, I'll do whatever I can to promote and help build Cobra Racing. And I was pretty content and happy with what happened last season. The racing was pretty decent. I didn't necessarily, finish the season out as a driver, but I was still always there for my team and putting the team on the track each week, and I liked what I'd seen, so I brought some more talent for that Cup Series. And seeing this league extend to ARCA Series, that's huge, right? Like that just shows that the league's growing in a good way. And like I said, I just wanted to be able to help out as long as racing was good. And I think it was. And some big names came over. You know, the Mo Power Group, those are big names. The JCR Clan, those are some of the bigger names in the game, right? It's going to be exciting to see what happens for sure.
Yeah, going back to that, Taddy, just like I said, we've worked. You've helped out quite a bit the last season. Like I said, we talked a couple times promoting as a community, e-racing, so we got that special relationship with you over there at GC Sports. We got the connection with the broadcast for the Cup and Xfinity Series running on your sports channel over there. So, but yeah, I mean, it's greatly appreciated. As far as I don't know if I speak for Chase, but I know I'm gonna speak for myself. That you guys all have a few guys that have great input. You understand that there's bumps in the road that I come across, and you guys are always there to just kind of work it out with me, and we'll figure out what's best for the league. But yeah, like I said, I totally want to appreciate your input, everything you've done to promote Cobra, and continue to look forward to just have the kind of the relationship partnership. Not saying that so much, but the relationship. To keep promoting these two leagues, that you've been working hard for the last 4 years on your end, and we're kind of the green guys coming in, but you've really kind of, like I said, pushed Cobra out there, and like I said, can't thank you enough for all that.
Yeah, some of the biggest thing with new leagues, and you have a lot of help, right? You get the old NRL group in here. You got some really good top-notch leagues outside of just mine that have come in and been a part of you. But one of the biggest struggles is first 3-4 seasons of a new league. That's make or break, right? If it goes bad, then it's not going to pan out. But you guys got a good thing going here. I'm really excited to see the growth of Cobra Racing.
Perfect.
I see Brink just popped back in again.
Yeah. Hey, you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go ahead and hop out of here. Like I said, go Venom. Venom's got a good shot this season, looking to hopefully have a shot at both team titles.
Yeah, Taddy, congratulations on your draft, your successful draft, and yeah, we'll chat later.
Yeah, thanks, Teddy.
Yeah, what's up? I just got back down, so I figured I'd pop in here.
Yeah, so we're basically gonna break. We're just gonna wrap it up. Just got done talking to Taddy, but we'll start with you. You got any final thoughts? So
or do you have any final thoughts on the last few picks right before you headed out?
Yeah, you did miss
right
the last few.
Keep track of everything. I'm actually just catching up now, but no, I think it's gonna be really interesting. I think I was just hearing what Taddy said before he left. Yeah, man, it's going to be really like the I'm trying to find the word. It's like the effort that's been put into this so far and the expectations. I think I used the word professional before, like not on purpose. It wasn't an accident. Like, this is looking more and more like a professional style league, and I think anyone who's up into the Cup and through Xfinity should be proud to be there. And it's going to be really interesting. And it's going to be really fun to see these guys race once we start, getting at it.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, we're into our third season. If this becomes a successful season, and the group of guys that are here, and the word Cobra gets out there, maybe more guys are looking interested in joining. And the future is going to be there. I mean, we could be adding that sixth team back next year. We could add a seventh team. We could maybe add just a couple drivers to each team. That's future. We got some things to work out, but like I said, we're not at a standard here with a 2020 and an ARCA as far as 20 cars in Cup, Xfinity, and the rest in ARCA. But that's how we're going to run it this season. But we're always looking for changes, and like I said, we want to keep everybody interested. Stay tuned into the league and be involved, and we'll go from there. Super excited for the future.
Will do, right.
But yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night. Like I said, we've been going here almost 2.5 hours, but super excited. Had a fun night tonight, guys. I want to thank Brink for being in, and also broadcaster Clay for joining the broadcast. It's always a treat and an honor to have you guys in the booth here with me. So I just want to say, on behalf of Brink and broadcaster Clay, I just want to say good night to everybody, and Super excited for next season to start. The official this week details will be coming out on our the duels for Daytona. We're going to have that coming out, so everybody stay tuned in Discord. Everybody's got appropriate chats, Cup, Xfinity, ARCA information, announcement pages there. So everybody just pay attention to that Discord channel, and we're going to have information coming out as much as we can here in the next week. And like I said, on behalf of Brink and broadcaster Clay, I want to thank everybody and wish everybody a good night and a good weekend, and take care, all.
Yeah, have fun, everybody.
Have fun, everyone.
See you soon.